Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this Black & Decker 12 cup programmable coffee maker, model number CM1070B. So this has their Vortex brew head technology. Let's take a look. So the water comes out in a circular motion. It's a basket style filter. So you are going to need an 8 to 12 cup basket style paper filter. We're going to put our water back here, coffee, we got a carafe, we got a clock. Okay, so when you first plug it in, it's gonna flash 12. We can set the time. Now there's only a PM light, so make sure you set the correct time. It's 4:05 or 4:06 PM, and just let it sit and it'll memorize it. Now when you're ready to start brewing, you're just gonna press this button right here. There's a green light in there to let you know that it has started the brew. I'm gonna turn it off right now. We got a strong brew, so when you press the strong, there's a little light that comes on. And we have brew later. We can program this thing to start in the morning and brew a cup of coffee or a pot of coffee automatically. Okay, so let's take a look at the carafe. It's a very nice carafe, 12 cups, hinged lid. We got a warming plate here that's gonna keep our coffee warm. Now this coffee maker does shut off automatically. So in the manual it talks about, it says after 2 hours. So if you leave this on and then the warming plate's gonna stay on for 2 hours, it will just shut down automatically. Now, if you want to turn the warming plate off after you're done brewing coffee, just hit the power button like I did. Okay, so let's brew some coffee. I've got one of the paper filters. Again, here's your basket. You can take the basket out. It's got a plunger in the bottom. Put the basket in there. Make sure you put the filter in. Make sure it's kind of hugging the walls. Now we're going to put 1 tablespoon of coffee, again, just normal drip coffee maker ground at a medium grind, right there in the center of the coffee filter. So one tablespoon per cup I'm going to brew. I'm going to brew the full 12 cups, so I'll put 12 tablespoons in. Okay, so I've got the full 12 tablespoons of coffee in now. I've got the carafe filled up to the 12 mark, and you're simply going to pour it in the back. There's a nice big opening. I like that. Take your time with the carafe. It pours really nice. I like that there's a nice big opening for the water to go into. Put your carafe back. We're going to close the lid. Now, if I want to do a strong brew, I would hit the strong button. That's going to cause the brew to take a little bit longer. I'm not going to do that. I'm simply going to hit the brew now button. The green LED light turns on in the middle of that switch. Okay, so I started the stopwatch. It starts brewing right away. So we're going to time it. We're going to do some temperature checks, and we're going to see how it tastes at the end. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes. We're up to the 4 cup mark. Let's see if we can see that vortex. The water coming out of the, yeah, I might have saw it swirl a little bit. There's how the coffee's doing. Looks like it's brewing good. It does have pause brewing, so I could grab a quick cup of coffee here. There is a plunger that comes down, but I gotta make sure and put this back right away. Okay, so let's try to get the temperature. I thought I saw 190. It's a little tricky to get it. So I'm seeing about 182. And the water coming out the bottom is about 180. And so with this coffee maker, so say I wanted to do just 6 cups of coffee, I would just fill it up to the 6 mark and just put 6 tablespoons of coffee in there. And when I press the start button, it'll brew 6 cups. So whatever amount of water you put back here is what it's going to brew each time you press the start button. Okay, so at the 10-minute mark, it's getting really quiet. There is some coffee to drain out of the filter basket, but it's pretty much done heating the water. Again, be careful, just take a peek. Yep, did a good job. Now again, it's going to stop brewing the coffee. It's going to keep the warming plate on for 2 hours. But if I want to turn that warming plate off earlier, I would just press that power button. So let's see how the carafe pours. I like the look and the feel of it. It feels nice. Yeah, it pours really nice. These are nice coffee makers. Let's see how hot a cup of coffee we end up with. You know, about 169. That's a really hot cup of coffee. That can still burn you, so be careful. Now, I'm not a coffee taste expert by no means, but it does make a nice hot cup of coffee. Now, when I do the strong brew, it takes about 3 to 4 minutes longer for the brew. I do think it tastes a little bit stronger, but I normally prefer the speed over the strong brew. Okay, so let's go over cleanup. There is a little handle here. We can take this whole filter basket out. There is that plunger on the bottom that's going to keep it from leaking. We can get rid of the coffee grounds. Okay, so I've got that all done. Now, when you put this back in, there's like this little notch up here and a notch back there. You got to kind of line those up. I'm going to go ahead and turn my coffee maker off right now. The lights went away. That means the warming plate's turning off. I can put this in the this filter basket in the top rack of the dishwasher and the carafe in the dishwasher. Now be careful, that little O-ring sometimes does come off in the dishwasher that holds that spring and plunger. Okay, let's go over measurements. Right at 10 inches front to back. Left to right, you're 7 inches. And height-wise, you're right at 20 3/4 inches. The cord is a 2-prong cord and it's 27 inches long. Okay, so I did unplug the cord for about 15-20 seconds and it still kept the time. So now let's set up the brew later. You have to first make sure the correct time you have, and that's very important. So see how you have a PM light? You don't have an AM light, so make sure the correct time is set. Okay, so now let's program this to come on in the morning. You're going to press this brew later button. Now this time is going to be flashing. So now set what time you want it to come on in the morning. So I want mine to come on at 7 a.m. Again, there's no PM, there's no AM light. So 7:08 a.m. And then if you just let it stop, hit the button again, the brew later light is lit, and that's the time it's going to start. So hit it, 7:08, hit it again, the brew later light's on, and that time that was flashing, that's when it's going to start. Now make sure that's all you have to do. When you go to bed, make sure that light is on. And make sure you have water in and your coffee in, and it will start in the morning. Now, let's say you want to cancel that. Say you decide you're going to sleep in. You do have to come up here and hit the power button, and then just hit it again to cancel that brew later button. So this is a very nice coffee maker. I hope this video helped. Thanks everybody for watching.